What if the most important disciple of Jesus was never fully acknowledged? What if the person he trusted most to receive his secret teachings and guide others was a woman? Her name was Mary, not Mary the mother, Mary Magdalene, and her voice, once silenced, speaks to us again through one of the most powerful and mysterious texts of early Christianity, the Gospel of Mary. Let's explore what this lost gospel reveals about Jesus, about the souls, and about the divine feminine that was almost erased from history. The Gospel of Mary was discovered in fragments. The first portion was found in a 5th century papyrus codex in Egypt, published in the 19th century. Other fragments surfaced later in Greek, but much of the text remains missing. Even so, what survives is revolutionary. Mary is not portrayed as a side character. She's not a prostitute or a passive follower. She's a spiritual leader. After Jesus' departure, while the male disciples are confused, grieving, and afraid, Mary speaks, and what she reveals is pure Gnostic insight. In the Gospel, Mary comforts the disciples and says, "Do not weep and grieve, nor let your hearts be irresolute. For his grace will be entirely with you and will protect you." Then Peter says to her, "Sister, we know that the Savior loved you more than all other women. Tell us the words of the Savior which you remember, the things which you know that we do not." Even Peter acknowledges that Mary received teachings the others did not, and she does share them. In her vision, Mary recounts a journey of the soul after death, passing through multiple realms, confronting powers and desires, and finally returning to its origin. This mirrors core Gnostic beliefs, that the soul is eternal, that it must overcome attachments and illusions, and that true liberation comes through gnosis, inner knowing. Mary tells of how the soul confronts these forces. Desire said, "I did not see you descending, but now I see you rising. Why do you lie, since you belong to me?" And the soul answers, "I saw you. You did not see me nor recognize me. I served you as a garment, and you did not know me." This is not metaphor. It's mystic psychology, ancient wisdom about how we're bound by ego, desire, fear, and how awakening frees us. After Mary finishes speaking, not all the disciples rejoice. Peter once again resists. Did he really speak with a woman without our knowledge? Should we all turn and listen to her? Did he prefer her to us? This echoes a pattern we've seen for centuries, the rejection of feminine wisdom even when divinely inspired. But Levi defends her. If the Savior made her worthy, who are you indeed to reject her? Mary doesn't demand authority. She simply speaks the truth she's been given. And that truth is liberation. The Gospel of Mary is not about gender politics. It's about spiritual courage. Mary represents the inner voice of wisdom, the strength to speak when others doubt, and the Gnostic truth that salvation is found within. She teaches that where the mind is, there is the treasure. Not in temples, not in laws, not in blind belief, but in the awakened soul. So why was the Gospel of Mary left out? Because it was too bold, too mystical, and because it placed a woman at the heart of spiritual authority. By the time Christianity aligned with empire, the role of women and the Gnostic path of inner knowledge had to be erased. But now her voice is returning. In a time when people are questioning, deconstructing, and seeking deeper truth, Mary's gospel speaks louder than ever. It reminds us that the soul has its own journey. True teachers don't always look like priests, and wisdom isn't limited by gender, hierarchy, or dogma. It comes from within. Mary Magdalene was not a background figure. She was a witness, a mystic, a leader, a voice for the divine feminine. And maybe she was the one who understood Jesus best. What does that say about the stories we've been told and the ones we haven't? Let's talk in the comments. And if this awakened something in you, subscribe, because in the final episode of this series, we'll explore why these gospels were hidden and what it means for seekers like us today.